why isn't Homo erectus mentioned in the Quran? Is the existence of different hominid species proof that the Quranic narrative is wrong? Now, another way that this question has been actually put forward is why are dinosaurs not mentioned in the Quran? Now, the thing to take away, which is important, is that not everything that God has created is mentioned in the Quran. In fact, in the Quran, God says He creates that which you don't know. Meaning there are things out there in the world which exist, which are not mentioned in the Quran, which we do not even know about. So the existence of Homo erectus or Homo naledi or Denisovans or any of these Neanderthal species, none of these things undermines the Quranic narrative. None of these things undermines what we as Muslims believe in terms of the history of life on earth. Because in terms of a new discovery coming in the future and us discovering that actually Homo erectus doesn't just go back to 1.8 million years, actually goes back to 5 million years or 10 million years. For us, none of this really matters. The minimum claim in the Quran is that all of the human beings alive today, they go back to an ancestral pair. That is the main claim. Now, there may have been humanoid type species which existed before that time. That is something which does not contradict the Quran. That does not contradict what we as Muslims believe. So the mere existence of these hominids, or the mere existence of dinosaurs, or something, in fact, if you look at the history of life, there were things that we don't have fossils of, we don't have DNA of, and they may, in the future, we may discover things which are way more bizarre than anything like dinosaurs or any type of species that we've come across. The existence of these unknowns does not undermine the Quranic narrative. For example, when this was raised in the debate between myself and Aaron Ra, I explained in terms of Homo erectus, it's possible that this was another type of species which existed before the human lineage, the human defined in the way that in terms of the Quran, in terms of the children of Adam. So it could have been that that was just another type of species which existed before. Now, another question which was raised by a student, I believe he was an atheist, at I think Essex University a few months ago when I was giving a talk about evolution, is he said, well, was God trying out prototypes with these types of hominids before the humans came? Now, the problem with that question is that it's assuming a sort of progression, that human beings from an evolutionary perspective are like better than the hominoids before, therefore these may have been sort of prototypes and these are like the final product. There's a big problem here, and the problem is that from a Darwinian perspective, we are all, if we are to accept the Darwinian claims, we're all equal on this tree of life from the perspective of survival and reproduction, that we're just here for survival and reproduction, we don't have any higher goals. So from that perspective, the idea of a prototype doesn't really make sense. So anyway, I hope in this short video you understand that the Quran not mentioning the existence of Homo erectus is actually not an argument against the Quran. If the Quran made a claim that it's going to explain all of the different type of species, and then we discovered a species which it doesn't mention, then that would undermine the Quran. So things which undermine the Quran, they have to be based on a framework. You can't just take something in nature and therefore say this undermines the Quranic narrative. And I really hope that atheists who sincerely want to find out the truth, they stop using these very poor arguments and they engage with the Quran according to the Quran's framework, rather than trying to disprove it using a framework that the Quran fundamentally doesn't use.